Kyrgyzstan within striking distance, possibly, for the third spot.
Right, and we've seen a lot of athletes from all 5 or 6 of those nations throughout this women's tournament. But this one, Mongolia looking for a team trophy. And Ukraine looking to hold on right now to that 3rd place.
ERKHEMBAYAR is in the red singlet. VYNNYK of Ukraine, a little bit taller in the dark gray. 2 3-minute periods in international wrestling. Did not see the passivity call in the first bronze medal match. There was so much action. Typically it factors in throughout the course of a freestyle match.
The referee just said to our Mongolian wrestler, don't pull the hair, get out of the hair. And ERKHEMBAYAR said, okay, no problem, but you know, they're just so stinking tough and get into good position. But VYNNYK right there, a nice shot.
VYNNYK able to crumble down ERKHEMBAYAR, get the 2 for the takedown, squeezing the gut. Gives up on that. Now she'll try to roll the ankle, hook up a lace possibly down low. You see her reposition the body, and that will be a turn for 2. Nicely done, VYNNYK. Practically did a 180 to get in the position so she could roll the leg lace.
She did, and I was going to say I'd like her to push her weight towards the head of ERKHEMBAYAR, but she's done that before, so she continued to roll with it and continued the momentum and the torque to get that 2-point turn.
You're going to see the top-level wrestlers, which everybody is that you're watching tonight, their ability to go to plan B and plan C, chain wrestling so quickly. I mean, an instance like that with VYNNYK where she was trying the upper body attack, the gut, saw it wasn't there, and you see how quickly she was able to hook in the lace?
Right, and it's similar on their feet. The transitions from one move to another, the top-level athletes, the world champions, the world medalists, they have an uncanny ability to change from one thing to another. And they have a plan like that live chess match all the time of what's the next thing to do.
Straight on attack coming from the Mongolian ERKHEMBAYAR. Good hand fighting here, just shucked her down, gets the 2. You knew she would not go down without a fight, and she's on the board for the first time. She is trying to get a turn, squeezing tightly in the upper body. VYNNYK edging near the protection area, and a blood timeout call.
And right there by ERKHEMBAYAR, you saw her lock up that tight gut. She was locked onto her forearm, driving forward. You know, where you don't get that first gut wrench or even the second gut wrench, if she gets on top again later in the match, those ribs can pay a price. And at a certain point, it's so difficult to defend a good gut wrench.
Right now, a bloody mess all over the face of VYNNYK from that last exchange. ERKHEMBAYAR and these Mongolians, they wrestle with a little bit of an attitude, and that's what makes them fun to watch. We were talking about it earlier in one of our previous broadcasts. They come at you, and it's a physical style that sometimes catches the opponents off guard.
It does, and you know, you can scout all you want for position and for technique, but it's really difficult to scout getting punched in the mouth.
See how VYNNYK responds. She's up 2, 35 seconds to go in this first period.
I like the way that ERKHEMBAYAR constantly moving her hands, constantly moving her feet. But VYNNYK she does a great job of controlling position, so really a different type of style. What you didn't see was the official point to the foot. We'll see if in just a moment if there's a step out point. Usually when they see it, they point to it, but I guess it didn't occur.
One more whistle for the fingers interlocking. If that continues to be a problem, that's going to be a caution later on. That's a form of negative wrestling is how they would label that. They're going to let the 2 go into the corners, and the first period is in the books. And Solomaya VYNNYK, a 4-2 lead, trying to get some feeling in her arm. A couple of hard 2-on-1s late by ERKHEMBAYAR. And the physicality taking a toll on the Ukrainian.
such a different calm and a different way that coaches do it. Some coaches massage, we see that right now. Others don't say anything. Some are technically talking. It all depends on the athlete and the coach.
VYNNYK, like the rest of the Ukrainians, really missed out on an opportunity. They did not make the trip to Ufa, Russia this year for the Junior Worlds. The COVID-19 pandemic pretty much has hit every country. It's impacted every athlete. It's just the timing. When's it going to impact you? Good start here by VYNNYK. She comes on the attack right away, and that's exactly what Ukraine wanted. She gets back into her rhythm and a 6-2 lead.
Beautiful arm drag takedown. Pulled the arm across and slid by on the offside. Dropped it and then transitioned right to a turn attempt. Great chain wrestling by VYNNYK.
That's exactly where the period break came at the right time for VYNNYK. A chance to regroup a little bit. And then she just stepped on the gas right at the whistle and caught ERKHEMBAYAR. But again, this trouble nose issue continues to eat away some of the blood time for the Ukrainian.
Right, no injury time. They'll give them time to recover from an injury, but you only get that 5 minutes of blood time in international wrestling.
And that's a continuous clock, so she already used a good chunk of her blood time out earlier. That's why it's starting around 3.5 minutes.
Right. And these trainers here, the certified athletic trainers and the medical personnel here, they do a great job of keeping our athletes safe. They understand wrestling, and they just want to make sure that blood stops. Try to spend some time doing it so we don't have to continuously stop matches.
VYNNYK will turn 21 next month. Strong fleet of young Ukrainian wrestlers who have had back-to-back solid continental championships in Europe.
They have been really impressive. They do it with solid fundamental techniques, like this front headlock. She's going to try and clear that arm that's pulled underneath and maybe go to an underhook, or you see her go up to that head tie there.
Coming up empty on the reach was ERKHEMBAYAR. But the step out as VYNNYK tried to dodge it. That's about as good as ERKHEMBAYAR could have hoped for there with that shot, getting the point.
Yeah, VYNNYK did a great job of stopping the leg attack with her hands and head, but she worked to the edge of the mat and got pushed out of bounds and gave up a step out.
ERKHEMBAYAR with some of the upper body strength rolls over the Ukrainian for 2. And now VYNNYK's in some trouble. ERKHEMBAYAR with all sorts of time.
Did you see her run her hip right over into the shoulder of VYNNYK and knock her for 2? She was creative on how to expose the back past that 90-degree level to score that 2 points. Well done.
It's like the nose is popped open again, blood remnants all over the place, so this is going to stop the action. ERKHEMBAYAR not going away. She has never led in this match, but she continues to erase the deficits. And now trailing by just 1, and another blood timeout for VYNNYK as they just cannot plug up the nostril.
And you know, these breaks are good for ERKHEMBAYAR, but with VYNNYK, they're having to work on her the whole time, and that can cause an elevated level of stress, knowing that there's a blood clot on you. And then also, when you're bleeding from your nose and you have something shoved in there stopping the blood, it's hard to breathe. So this type of break really does benefit our Mongolian wrestler, ERKHEMBAYAR.
ERKHEMBAYAR had a lot of expectations coming in out of the junior and U23 ranks. She just dominated the junior worlds with a gold in 2012. She took a bronze at the junior worlds in 2013. Since she moved into the senior level, she was a silver medalist last year at the Asian Championships, had a bronze in one of her first senior events in 2018. Lots of experience in the Mongolian corner heading down to the stretch run here in this bronze medal match.
And you notice that ERKHEMBAYAR is not afraid to go to the face there and pull on the head and even maybe try to pull the plug out of her nose, but then beautiful throw by. Well done for 2 for ERKHEMBAYAR.
Boy, she planted her in the mat with that force and authority from ERKHEMBAYAR. And she has the lead for the first time, has the wrench, trying to jump off to the side, will get the roll for 2. VYNNYK then comes out the backside, and she catches ERKHEMBAYAR. A fall position possibly. ERKHEMBAYAR trying to bridge up with everything she has. VYNNYK squeezing tighter. ERKHEMBAYAR, so strong, is able to muscle her way back to her base. VYNNYK still has the lock though, jumps her body to the right side, trying to build momentum for one more turn. Not in the cards. They'll go to their feet with 20.
And VYNNYK smart there, because if she doesn't think that she can pin ERKHEMBAYAR, she's got to make an attempt to go back on top to go get the points and go ahead. So honestly, it was a great tactical point by VYNNYK to not try to pin her when it wasn't really there.
What a thoroughly entertaining match here with Mongolia and Ukraine.
20 seconds, okay.
Down to 90 seconds for the blood issue for VYNNYK.
And with 20 seconds to go, they're giving her some time to breathe, and coach is not supposed to talk right there. The coaches are still in the corner,
Okay, thank you.
giving some direction.
Wait.
Not a lot of time to waste for VYNNYK. She needs to go, cannot be choosy. 15 seconds. The bronze medal on the line. One last verbal warning to ERKHEMBAYAR about the fingers. Here comes VYNNYK on the hunt. ERKHEMBAYAR just steering her away with every shot. One last lunge comes up short. Mongolia, a come from behind bronze medal.
Had drama, had technique. At the end of that match, what a beautiful job by ERKHEMBAYAR. She went to the front headlock and then switched off to an underhook. And just like that, Mongolia has tied Ukraine in the team score. And looking at the tiebreaker, neither team has a gold, neither team has a silver. Right now, Mongolia has 3 bronzes, and so they're going to hold the criteria to get the bronze medal at this point. Or, sorry, the third place team trophy.
Couple of different sets of emotion, tears both ways. One from tears of joy, the realization that you are a bronze medal winner, and for Ukraine.